Chicos. So for today, this is meant to be a little bit of a catch-up day. It has been very overwhelming and all over the place with all your classes. And I know that we are behind. Um, some of us are behind on quite a bit. And I don't want that to accumulate. And I don't want you to feel like you're drowning and then just give up on me. Okay. So, I asked you to give me a little survey so I can kind of see if how much time you're spending on things, etc. And then any feedback that you have. I asked you to do some Quizlet Learn because you should be practicing vocab outside of class. And then if you're missing any FAs, you were required to email me about them because we have to take those. Finally, I have like a little checklist at the end for what I want you to do, and this would be after you have watched the video. So the first thing I would want you to do is to check Infinite Campus for missing work for instructional feedback assignments. And then, of course, the FAs if you didn't know you missed them. But right now, the instructional feedback assignments. The reason I'm having you check Infinite Campus, now I don't have a student account, so I can't show you how that works, but you would log in. If you need help with your login ID because you've never logged in, just email me. I can get you yours. But the idea is you're going to check to see, like, instructional feedback doesn't show up as your actual grade. It shows up under a category, and some of us don't know how to navigate it. So I want you to look to see if you are missing things. And then I want you to check to see if it matches Google Classroom on whether you did it. Now, like I said, I don't have a student account to show. I'm going to try and find something, but if not, I'm sorry. Just reach out if you have questions on where to find it and send me screenshots and I can help. Otherwise, you're going to check. The next thing was to check Google Classroom for any missing assignments. Now, how to do that in a quick way is to go to classwork and then press view your work. So now with view your work, you're able to see all of the assignments that I have given you over this time. And it looks like a lot, but remember, we've been here for 4 weeks. Now it tells me when I turn things in. It tells me when I turn things in late. Tells me when it's assigned, but there's no due date. And then it tells me all of my missings. Now, what could happen is that Infinite Campus says missing on something, but you had done the work and, it's my bad because sometimes they don't notify. This year's crazy for all of us, right? So email me. That's where I want this communication at the end. I want you to be able to email me about any missings that aren't coinciding with it or just any questions that you have for class so that you're not falling behind and not struggling towards the end or right now. Okay. So notice here, I have a lot of missings, but hey, wait, I did PS2. I was there on Wednesday last week and I took the PS2, which was the Google Form assignment. I know I did that. I just forgot to come back here and press turn in. That's fine, right? So just press come view work and then press turn in. And that way it takes away my missing. Now, I'm going to ask you in a very kind way, but also a very stern way. Please, please, please do not mark turn in for anything that you haven't done. I get that a lot. So I see people, they behind on work, and then all of a sudden I see they turn in all this work, and I'm like, awesome. And then I go back on my end and they press turn in, right? Because that's very simple. You can press turn in, but they didn't actually do the assignment. That's worse than not turning in, leaving it missing. Okay, I'd rather you do that so that you eventually get back to it. You need to make sure you do the assignments. It's a waste of my time and your time if you just press turn in and you actually don't do it. Every single assignment that I give you is for a reason. It's because you need it for the next coming assessment, or you need it in order to develop your Spanish skills. You need it in order to understand my class. I promise you, I'm not giving you time filler things. That's the last thing I want to do. And if you feel like I am, you better come, email me, talk to me. But all of these assignments are super important in order to help you in my class. So go through each one, and it might take you a while today, or you might be already caught up and then you're going to be done for today. So it can be pretty chill. But if you are missing things, please go back through. Start with the most recent, which will be on top here, and then get to these ones like either today if you can. Like if you have as many misses as me, you're probably not going to get through it all today. I don't want to overwhelm you. Get to it sometime this week and press turn in. But the FAs need to be done this week. Otherwise, they will be zeros. So if this is overwhelming, right, I could just go to missings here and see all those. Whew, still overwhelming. Okay. So that's step one for that Google Classroom part. and then only turn in completed work, right? And then the other thing is make sure you haven't joined all of the important links. So under important info, under classwork, I have all this information if you have not looked through it. I recommend looking through the websites, sharing this virtual learning website with your parents. And if you're interested in Spain or Ecuador, there's some information for them to see under my class site. So sharing that with your parents. There is a Google Meet login info that's always been there, my actual phone number to message me, right? Or call, but notice it's always after school for the calls and texts. I don't really look at my phone during school. But anyways, there is also a calendar appointment to make appointments with me. And so you're like, whoa, okay, she's got availability. Somewhat. Sometimes it overlaps and I might have to cancel it. But you just schedule an appointment. You tell me where. Is this a day that you actually want to come in and like go into school on a Tuesday or Thursday? You can do that as long as you communicate with me, vice versa. Okay, so utilize that. But long story short, what I want you to make sure you have is the class links to join. Now, with this, there is Edpuzzle, there is Quizlet, there is Flipgrid, there is Conjuguemos up here, and then there's Duolingo, which we haven't had a time to talk over, but hopefully we will. If you don't have a Duolingo account from last year or you have no idea what this is, just sign in with Google and then take the placement test sometime. And then that way you're part of the Duolingo, and that is my class one to join. Finally, you should be looking over the Yo Puedo checklist frequently throughout the year. And notice we have started Unit 2 this week. So if you're caught up on all your missing work, you should probably go through and make sure, one, did you fill out the Yo Puedo for the Unit 1? Hopefully you mastered all that. And then now we're on Unit 2 and be like, okay, what do I know so far? Can I talk about these things? Could I color any of these boxes? I should probably color most of them red or yellow, right? Because we just started off. And then you could start looking into your Spanish speaking country if you're all caught up with classwork. Whew, getting winded. The last thing you're gonna do, and then join my Remind. Ooh, there's only like 24 of you in my Remind. I have 140 students. So please make sure you join my Remind. Just text this number and then type in this thing right here exactly as it appears, and then you're part of my Remind. I did send out reminders last week when it came to the speaking, if people wanted to do it early, and it goes right to your phone, and it's just quicker reminders so that you really don't fall behind on all the stuff. And then people use that also to text me, so that works too. And it doesn't go to the whole class, right, when you do that. And then the last thing is going to be emailing me about any missings that you see don't match up with Infinite Campus and Google Classroom, as well as any questions that you have for class. Reach out if you're needing tutoring and you're realizing that now. Do not wait to reach out about that. If you're knowing that you need more practice with something right now, so for example, we're done, reviewing present tense. Now we're on reflexive verbs present tense. So technically still present tense. So if you can't do present tense, you might want to reach out and get more resources for that, or ask some recommendations of what you should be doing for my class. Today is meant to ease some of that stress that some of us might have. Okay. If you're caught up, awesome. Just do that Yo Puedo, a little culture research, and you're done for today. If you're not caught up, spend some time to do it. Make a little schedule for yourself for all your classes. But right now, can you focus a little bit on my class? Just make sure you get caught up and then reach out to me. I don't want us anyone falling behind, and I want us all successful in here. And I know it's a crazy year. Trust me, it's crazy for us too. All right. Hopefully that explains it all and that you listened to the entire video, and reach out with any questions.